name is Aidene OMahony. I'm 22. I'm currently pursuing a research master's here in MTU. I come from a business information systems background. Majority of students went straight into industry, while a few of us decided to pursue further education. 4 years just wasn't enough for some of us. My research is exploring the topic of design thinking in relation to promoting innovation. The role of a research master's student specifically is to explore topics from a whole unique perspective. It includes in-depth knowledge and understanding of current and past literature. In my case in particular, I get to explore a case study analysis of a collaborating organisation. Often includes just me doing piles and piles of reading of literature, constantly writing critiques. But it's quite enjoyable. I quite like it. It's quite independent, which is probably the most important reason why I like it. Difference between research masters and a normal taught masters is that I work, again, completely independently, no structured classes, no assignments, no exams, which is great, just milestones and a big long dissertation at the end of the 2 years. International Women's Day means a great deal. It means for one day, even one day only, there's a spotlight on powerful, hardworking women in our community, country, worldwide. Sometimes the great work done by women is often clouded, even the small things, by events, news, just even regular basic things. It just doesn't get the recognition that sometimes is accredited for. So it's fantastic that there's just one day we can recognise the great achievements done by women for both past and present.
I suppose for many of us, COVID has brought an incredible challenge to everyday life. It's completely thrown out what our day-to-day routine usually would be. It's particularly difficult for me as a research student as I don't have a definitive structure to my day. Instead of having classes, I work on reading articles, attending meetings, writing up drafts upon drafts of critiques, but it changes on a regular basis. And it can be difficult to find routine, which is vital in times like these where structure is a good way to keep your mind at ease. I've had to motivate myself by setting out short-term goals to meet by the end of the day, the end of the week. There's something about ticking a box once you've completed a task that gives me a kind of a great sense of accomplishment that I've come to love to learn in a pandemic or in lockdown. But that will be my biggest challenge, along with being by myself, not having the busybody environment of college, meeting my peers and colleagues in the library or in the canteen. As much as I love my family, I do miss that aspect, but and I think everyone has been hit by COVID in that sense, but particularly as a research student, it can be quite isolating. Well, absolutely. Research is always an option. It was never an option, particularly for my course. It just didn't seem like an option. It was always go straight into industry or possibly go into a top master's. But by looking for support, I think was my one big advice. Go to your lecturers, ask for their advice. I went to 3 or 4 of my lecturers, one of them who is now my supervisor, just asking, what are my possible career paths? Where can I go? Am I suited to a research master's? And they all happily said, yes, I would be. So that was definitely an encouraging aspect. And there is always support from your college, whether that's financially, guidance-wise. You can always get counselling to figure out what area of research you want to go into. Thankfully, there was a specific area in design thinking and innovation that did follow along from BIS very nicely. And it's practically an untouched topic. There's loads of research to be done in design thinking, which is really exciting for me that I can kind of make my mark on the field. Which is something I think is incredible for any young woman to go into and to really make a difference in a field of academia or in research. So that would be my advice. Go find the support. The support's always there. Lecturers are more than delighted to ask or to answer any questions about joining the department or joining the academia. But yeah, absolutely. Just absolutely look for support. It's there for you. One thing I would definitely say is do not be frightened of the idea of going into a field that you're unfamiliar with. I had no IT background whatsoever, just a slight interest in IT along with business. I definitely wanted to go into business. But obviously, all of us were frightened going in thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to learn programming. I'm going to have to learn about computer systems. Something, of course, we're not learned in secondary school. No one has learned about no one's taught about chemicals, no one's about chemical engineering, no one's taught about, biomedical engineering, whether it's, pharmaceuticals or, IT specifically. No one is taught that kind of stuff, So when you come into college, it's all taught from scratch. Don't worry about it. And the lecturers are so great in terms of, teaching from scratch, building you up, and you get to learn and get to have a great appreciation for technology. In particular for me, we all loved programming by the end of first year. It's something we didn't think we would quite enjoy, but it's definitely, if you're a good problem solver or you like to get into the nitty gritty in terms of, figuring something out, you definitely will appreciate it. But definitely don't be hesitant if you don't think that you will be able for it. Everyone is capable of doing it. Everything is taught from scratch. So if that's a worry for you, absolutely throw that away right now. It's not a worry whatsoever for you.